girl Rajane. Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, welcome boo. Okay, make sure you click the subscribe button down below so you don't miss any other videos that's going to come to my channel. Okay, so if you follow me on Instagram, you already know that I made a poll on my Insta story asking like what video you guys wanted me to film next, and a lot of you wanted me to film my story time on how I met an NBA player. I never actually told you guys who it was. So the NBA player is actually Devin Booker. So if you want to hear how I met him, just continue watching. I should start off with a little bit of background story before I get to the actual story. So I want to say I didn't really get into basketball until like 2015, 2016, I believe. I think it was actually a little bit earlier than that, but it wasn't like serious until like 2015, 2016 time. It was like one day my stepdad was watching a basketball game and he was like yelling and stuff, and I was like, what is he talking about? So I went downstairs and it was like this basketball player that was on TV, and it was actually Steph Curry, but I didn't know who it was at the time. But Steph Curry was on TV and he was looking at me and he was like, yo, like this dude is crazy, like he's ridiculous. And so I was sitting here like watching him and I was just like, yeah, like Steph is fire. And so like from then on out, like I remember it was only like the Warriors and the Cavs that was pretty much battling like every year it seemed like for a championship. And then fast forward, All-Star Weekend came, I want to say next season, and at that time my stepdad was watching like the dunk contest, the three-point contest, and all that other stuff. So I was watching, and then the first player that came on the TV was Zach LaVine, and I didn't know who that was at the time, but now I know. So it was Zach LaVine on the screen, and I was like, okay, like he's not a bad looking guy, he has pretty eyes and everything. So then another guy came on the screen, and then I found out it was Devin Booker, and I was like, oh, who was that? Okay. PSA, like Devin Booker was my little crush at the time. Like some years ago, he was like my crush and everything. You know, not anymore now, because, you know, he's still a good player and everything, but I just don't look at him like that no more. But yeah, just let you know that was like my little crush at the time. So I was just looking at him like, okay, yes ma'am. So fast forward, one day, like me and the fam was just chilling, and we were like, okay, we need to escape El Paso. You know, some people like they like El Paso and everything like that. Us, we're just like, it's not for us. But you know, we're just like, we need to escape for a little bit. So where are we gonna go? And then I believe my mom was saying like Houston, San Antonio, and y'all know me, like most of us are from like Texas anyways. So I was like Houston all day, because fun fact, Houston is one of my favorite cities. So I was like, let's pull up in Houston. So my mom was like, okay, like what are we gonna do then? And I think I was the one that was like, I think we should like go see a basketball game, like an NBA game. And we've always talked about going to one because like all of us has never been to one, but it just never happened. So I just felt like this had to be the perfect time. So I bought all of our tickets, and Houston, from El Paso to Houston is actually like 9 hours away. So it was a 9 hour travel, but you know, we still had other stuff that we were planning on doing and stuff like that. So I bought our tickets, and fast forward to game day, mind you, like my hair was supposed to be done a certain way, but it didn't work out that way, but that's besides the point. So fast forward the day to the game, we actually go there a little bit earlier because I think we heard that like, you know, if you go to the games early, you know, and you see like a player that you like or whatever, you could possibly take a picture. So we actually left earlier than like the game when it was supposed to start. And let me see, I actually still have the ticket right here. So it was on February the 11th of 2017. So that was like, I want to say, what was that? A couple of days before All-Star Weekend or even after All-Star Weekend. And the game was at 8, but I think we went at like 7 or something like that. So here's the ticket, if you can see it. I still have it because, you know, memories. Okay, so after we was parked, because we parked across the arena, we crossed the street, and like I was already hyped. I was like, oh my gosh, yes, because I'm finally at like my first basketball game. Like my stepdad and my brother was taking pictures outside the arena, so I'll probably just put a picture like right here or whatever. And then I finally went to one of the workers, and then I showed them my tickets on my phone, and then she pretty much scanned them, and then she told us that we had to go through security so they could check our bags before we actually went inside. Once we was inside, obviously it was like loud because the music is blasting and stuff. We went to go like use the bathroom and everything before we actually like went inside. And so once we did, oh, actually, pause, rewind. You actually had to look at the section of where you were sitting, but like it's like on the outside of the entrance, and there's like multiple entrances. So you had to figure out where exactly you had to be or which section you was in order for you to enter in whichever entrance. So once we figured that out, we went inside, and there was already somebody that was waiting for us to show us like where our seats was at. And since this was like our first game and everything, like they showed us our seats and we just sat down. We just kind of sitting there like, so what we do next? So we're sitting there, and I want to say James Harden was already out there warming up, and like my stepdad and little brother was just like in awe, right? But like I didn't, really see anybody else, so I thought, because I don't remember. I think James was out there, but I'm not sure. So then I looked back on the court, and then Devin was on the court, and I was like, oh snap, I want he could hear. So I told my sister, and then my sister told my mom, and then my mom was looking at me like, bring that ass here. Like, let's go so you can see your little man or whatever. So I was like, oh my God, no. Oh my God. No. So we actually walked down because my little brother and my stepdad wanted to see like James up close, like warming up and stuff like that. So we went not all the way down to the court because you really can't go that far, since they pretty much had all of that blocked off. But you could go to like a certain extent, and I think we were like on the third row to the floor. So that's where we were at. And there was already like some people that was on the side anyways, like trying to get pictures or get stuff signed by certain players. So they were just kind of waiting there. So James and Devin was pretty much warming up, and I'll make sure I put some clips here. Probably still warming up.
Come on, Art, you be making it on TV look mad easy. What's going on here?
And after that, for a little while, like they was like taking a break or whatever, and then Devin like pretty much crossed the court to like on the left side, to talk to somebody that was like on the courtside seats, and then he was making his way over to like where we were. So people was already getting hype, they were pretty much having all their pictures out and everything else. Mind you, keep this in mind, okay? I was the only one that wanted a picture with him. Everybody else wanted him to sign something. Keep that in mind, okay? So he stops literally at like the first person that's in line, and he just starts signing like whatever they have, right? At this point, like he's making his way closer to where I was. Now, not directly in front of me, because there was actually a girl that was in front of me, and she was actually bigger than me, and I'm like small, so I had to probably like peek around and be like, hey, I'm right here. So, but anyways, he stopped in front of her, and he was like, signing whatever she had, right? And my mom was looking at me like, is you gonna do something? Like, he's right there. Like, you gonna say something or what? I'm watching. I'm trying to see what you gonna do. But like, I did not say anything. You guys, like, I was actually nervous. Let me tell you why. First of all, I was nervous because like I'm usually shy and everything like that, so I don't really be speaking up and being like, hey, that's like you going, to the front, at a restaurant or a fast food, talking about asking for napkins and stuff. Like, y'all know what I mean. That'd be making you nervous. Asking for extra ketchup packets and all of that. Like, that was just how nervous I was, right? So I was just like, oh no. Like, I didn't really have the confidence and everything, like, speaking up for myself back then. Also, you don't know, like, how these celebrities can be. Like, you just never know, like, if they're going to be rude or, like, disrespectful and whatnot. So you just kind of have to brace yourself. I don't know. At the same time, I'm also not that type of person where it's like, like I see someone famous or like that, and then I just be like, I don't do that right there. I don't do that. I feel like I'm way too shy and too laid back to be that type of person. So no, but it was just, honestly, it was me just being nervous because I really didn't know how to say it and how it was going to come off and how, he would have reacted. So I think that was the only thing that was like holding me back. I wasn't as nervous of who he was, but more of like, oh my gosh, like, how am I gonna say this right? So my mom was literally watching him walk past me, and she's like, are you serious? So like at this point, he's already like at the end, like at the last person signing like whatever picture they had, right? And my mom was like, that's it. Like, I'm not about to let her pass this up, because she letting the time go to waste. Like, she just gonna literally watch him just walk past her like this. So then at this point, my mom comes up behind me and she just yells his name. She's like, Booker. And then like he looked up like he looked up and he looked directly at where the noise was coming from. Like, I was like, how do you even know that? Like, he looked directly at us. And she was like, can we get a picture? And like the same time she said, can we get a picture? I was like, yeah, like, can we get a picture? Like, you know. Yeah. So anyways, like as soon as she asked that, he actually shook his head yes. So he was making his way back over here after he signed like whatever picture that someone had at the end. So he came back to where I was, and he just like he waited, right? Mind you, there was a girl that was in front of me and she was still there. Like, first of all, why do people do that? Like, why do people like meet celebrities and stuff like that, and you know, they get their picture, they get whatever they want signed, and then they're still standing there, you know? Like, not to be rude or anything, but they still be standing there, you know, blocking your blessings, you know? You was over there making sure they had their little moment, but now that they had their moment, they're still there trying to block yours now. Like, because the girl that was in front of me, like, she seemed like she didn't even want to move. Like, she just was in her same place, you know? Like, she didn't want this to happen. And I was about to be like, girl, if you don't move out if you move out the way, okay, like, I'm just trying to get a picture and then just go. Like, that's all I want, right? So, and remind you, like, the aisle or, like, the rows that we were in is, like, this narrow. Like, you only have, like, this much to kind of work with. So I kind of had to stick my foot out. I had to stick my foot out just to get to him, because like the room was just very little. And it's so funny because while I was trying to get to him, like he actually patiently waited for me, you know, like he was just waiting, like, okay, like, you know. So once I finally got to him, the rail is like in between us. You'll see when I put the picture up, but like there's a rail that's like in between us, and like the room is like slim, remember? So I kind of have to lean in awkwardly a little bit just to make sure that like we're in the picture. And so I put like my hand on his back, right? You ever get afraid to take pictures like that? Because I feel like it's a natural reaction to take a picture and have your hands around somebody, but like you have security and stuff. You ever be afraid, like you just do this right here, like this right here, and then security be already pouncing on you. You be like, dang, like I was just trying to get a picture. Anyways, no, but I had put my hand on his back so we could take the picture. Now my mom had my phone, and then my sister had like her actual like photography camera, so that's how we was taking the picture. So we were like leaning in, and then like once we found out that they had the picture, we like slowly like backed away or whatever. But then my sister was like, wait, and then we like we hurried up and went back into the picture, and then we was done, right? And then, you know, I said thank you, and then like he was on his way. Tell me why, like literally after I had got my picture, everybody else was like, wait, Devin, like, let me get a picture, can I get a picture? Girl, he went to the back. He was already walking to the back already, and I don't think he came back out a little bit until like before the game was about to start anyways. So yeah, so let me put the picture up. That'd be like right here. So yeah, basically that was it, you guys. Like honestly, like that picture almost didn't happen. Like that moment almost didn't happen because of just like how shy I was at the time. Still am. But how shy I was at the time, and I just didn't really know how to say it and just be like, hey, like, can I get a picture? So my mom pretty much had my back, so shout out to moms, okay? Because moms got you. Moms got you always. Oh, and then Houston won. and Houston won. So that's pretty much the story, guys. Let me know down below, like if you've ever had any experiences meeting any basketball players before. Maybe you can leave some comments and I can read your experiences. Or if you made any videos on it, I could watch it. Yeah, and if you like the story, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I'm going to see you guys later. Bye.